What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the GS560 from Redragon, their brand new soundbar. This thing looks so good. Look at that RGB. We're going to throw this on the desk, get this thing unboxed, and then we're going to do a real life sound test for you guys to see if these things are any good. And if at any point during the video you want to check out this exact same soundbar, I'll have Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada. But let's get this thing unboxed. All right, guys, unboxing the Redragon GS560. This thing is super good, and it's called that. All right, let's get this thing open. Typical Redragon box. Two pull tabs here. All right, we got a manual, we got the sticker, and then we have the GS560. All right, now, I already love that logo on top. I'm super excited to see how the RGB looks because it looks like it could be really big on the bottom. Now, there's nothing else in the box. Very good packaging, very secure. Oh, and there it is. Okay, first impressions. Wow, this thing looks really good. You have the RGB that goes all the way. It looks like it goes all the way back until almost the very back, which is really cool. I love the metal wheel right here. Okay, so it's turning on just like the GS510s. It's basically, that's on, which is really good because it's very easy to get it to turn on, and then it turns up. Now guys, I gotta tell you right off the bat, this thing is solid, okay? It only goes to here, which is really good. That way you know that's max, and it's tactile. It goes bump, 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 bump. Really good. I love that you can see them there. You have the Redragon on the top, and you have this little lip around here, which looks clean. Wow, Redragon is doing such a good job with their speaker systems. So you get a USB and a 3.5mm headphone cable. This is what powers it, and this is what it plugs into. So somebody asked me recently if you can actually plug in all of their different sound devices into like a monitor, and absolutely. If your monitor doesn't have a USB, you can actually plug this right into the wall with like a phone charging brick and then plug this into whatever you want. So this is just for power, not connectivity, and this is just for sound connectivity. But guys, look at that thing. It looks so good. It's also got foam all on the bottom. This is all foam, so there shouldn't be any sort of bad vibrations, which is really good. But let's get these things on the desk. I'm so excited to see what they sound like. All right, so the first test that we're gonna be conducting with this is the RGB, because that's super important. That's a big reason why we're gonna buy this thing. So let's get this thing plugged in. Just a USB and a 3.5mm. All right, it's all plugged in, but do keep in mind there's two massive lights over there. Let's get this thing turned on. Oh, I love the red on this. There's actually an entire ring around this that glows. Let's get these lights turned off. That looks so clean. The RGB is ridiculously clean. There's a red ring completely revolving around this, as well as here. It looks very clean. Now, up here, it looks like that's a blue, and it's touch sensitive up here. A changing colors, then you have a red, a green, a blue, and then an off. And then you get that rainbow effect. The RGB looks really good. Let's do a sound test. Okay, now I'm gonna move this back to about where it would probably be, probably like right there. All right, now we're gonna do the sound test with Fade by Alan Walker. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, right off the bat, very clear. Just like the GS510s, super clear. There's actually more bass than I expected. Obviously not a huge amount, but more than I expected. All right, overall, this is really nice to listen to music, way better than I expected. Just like the GS510s. I think these speakers are very similar to GS510s. This has a tiny bit more bass. Now I will say it's not bass crazy, but there was more than I expected for something like this, which is very small. I mean, you can see how small that is. But I will say a massive pro is that dial on the front right here. It feels so freaking nice to move. It's very solid, it feels high quality, and it has that tactile bump, and it feels heavy. It's nice. But guys, the biggest test of all, the gaming test. We have to do it. Let's jump into some Warzone. I have high expectations for these because the GS510s did so good in my review. Now the GS510s are $33. This thing is $40. Now I will say, if you guys like a soundbar over something like two speakers, this is gonna be great. And it has a totally different look. It has the really nice dial, which is actually a huge reason why I would probably pick this over something else. But do keep in mind, the sound quality is very similar. All right, jumping right into it, how is the intro gonna sound? It's clear. It's clear. Now it sounds like it has a little bit more bass than the GS510s, but guys, I'm impressed. I know I've been saying that for the last ones, but the anvils were really good, but the GS510s are better, and this is still better.
We'll hold it for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up.
All right, guys, right away. Wow, this thing gets loud. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, the trebles are really crisp. They're super freaking crisp. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, First, this thing gets loud. I have it on 49, and you can see it's about, not quite halfway, a little bit more than halfway, but this thing is loud. It seems like it gets louder than the GS510s by a lot. I don't know if that's just an EQ thing or if they're actually a different speaker set. All right, dropping in. Okay, now obviously we could use a little more bass with like the music, but the trebles are really good. Guys, I mean, you know exactly where the enemies are coming from. The gunfire is ridiculously crisp. It's like stupid crisp. It's almost like, it might be a little bit too crisp, but that is something that you could change in the EQ if you wanted to. However, I think most of you guys are gonna like it. You feel like you're in the Warzone. The planes, man, you can hear everything really nicely. The footsteps, even your own footsteps sound good. Guys, the gunfire, the bombs, everything. I do feel like there's more bass in this one than the other one. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like in GS510s there was less bass. I feel like in this one there's more. I also feel like this one's way louder. I mean, it gets stupid loud. I've already gotten a couple noise complaints from my neighbors, so I'm not gonna turn up to 100%, but trust me, it's loud. I mean, you can see when you walk around it, I can hear it. You know exactly where they're coming from, which is really important for gaming. I mean, you guys know how important that is. Oh my Lord. Yeah, guys, I mean, look at that. You get these things, you get kills, and you place in the top 5. And people miss at you when they shoot at you. Yeah, guys, oh my gosh. And you get kills, you get double kills, you get team wipes, man. And then you get killed yourself, because that's how Warzone is. But guys, legitimately, these things get really freaking loud. So if you want them louder than GS510s, these are absolutely louder than GS510s. Secondly, they're so crisp. So if you care about really where people are coming from, gunshots, all of that stuff, you're gonna want these. But if you want an incredible amount of bass, they don't have it. The one thing that they could do better, and if they did this, it would be like crazy, both if they did this on the GS510s and these, if they added a subwoofer out. So if you could hook up any subwoofer you wanted, like the G2000, Edifier G2000s, these would be like unbeatable. You basically wouldn't have to get any others because the trebles are so good, but you can't ever get really good bass with something this small. You need a subwoofer. So if you get a subwoofer out, these would be unbeatable. All right, so the verdict on the GS560s, these are really good speakers, especially for 40 bucks. Now, they have similar sound quality to the GS510s, which are cheaper. They're 33 bucks, while these are 40. However, the GS510s I don't think got quite as loud, so if loudness is a big thing for you, absolutely get the GS560s. Now, I will say, if either of those have a subwoofer out, I don't know how expensive it is to put in that, but if they could do that, these would literally rule the gaming speaker market for budget speakers. These would be like unbeatable. They would be incredible. That's not really a con because they're still great speakers. And it's really unheard of to have a subwoofer out at this price range with all of these other features. But if they did it, it would be like amazing. It would be incredible. Again, guys, if you do want to go pick up the GS560s, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada. I do highly recommend these speakers if you guys are wanting to get some better gaming speakers, up your gaming and aesthetic look a little bit, because I mean, look at that. It looks pretty sick. Also, the knob is like one of my favorite parts because it's very satisfying. But if you guys enjoyed this video and it helps you out, help me out and throw a like below. And if you enjoy gaming speaker reviews, keyboard reviews, or gaming mice reviews, basically any gaming peripheral reviews, I do a ton of those. So please consider subscribing below. But this was Consumer Tech Review, and I'll see you guys later.